Sorry about that, folks. I realized that apparently when I unmuted, it did not unmute properly. So I will do that again. Welcome to MCG Mixtape here on Variant Roles. I am your host and game master, Dan Gaston, at MadSciDM on Twitter. And we are here with some more Invisible Sun in our anthology series, Vizsla. We've got some new characters for you tonight, a brand new player, and as always, I am super excited to dive right in. So I'm going to throw it over to let everyone introduce themselves and the character they are playing this evening. And I'm going to do a quasi-random order and start at the bottom with Anders.
That's me. I'm Anders. I use he, him pronouns, and I play Key, who is a gender fluid, connected, stoic apostate who caught Fire's eye. And tonight, Key is definitely feeling those male pronouns as well. So we'll both be using he, him.
Excellent, excellent. I will try and keep that in mind, and please correct me if I mess it up, because sometimes that happens. All right, and let's go to... let's throw it to Alexis.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Alexis. That's me. I am at Vox Venato on the Twitters, and I tonight am going to be playing Tal Serena. And I should say Alexis. I use she/her pronouns, but Tal Serena also uses she/her pronouns. And I am an aromatic empather who speaks with the moon.
Excellent, excellent.
Did I say that right? I just blacked out. It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks. An aromatic empathic weaver who speaks with the moon.
That's right.
I think I missed Weaver in there.
I think we missed Weaver. Yeah, I think the empathic and Weaver get mashed together as empather.
I think I did that. That's what I thought I did too. Okay, great. We're doing great.
We're doing good. We're doing it live, folks. All right, let's go down and bringing in from the Saturday crew. We've got Alex.
Hey everybody, I'm Alex Axolotl Cure on Twitter. I use he, they pronouns, and I am playing Evelyn, who uses she, her pronouns, and she is an ardent apostate who eats knowledge, and I'm excited to be here.
Excellent, excellent. Eating knowledge is so delicious and destructive. All right, I'm going to continue with my weird zigzagging order that I'm going through and jump up to Emma.
Hello. I'm Emma. I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. And tonight, I will be playing Daphne, who also uses she, her pronouns, and she is a bizarre stoic goetic who writhes and squirms.
Bringing the tentacles in. As always, it's a must-have on Variant Roles when I'm in the DM or GM's chair. And I am excited when the players bring it. So let's go down, and we've got a new player. Danielle, welcome to Invisible Sun.
Thank you. So I'm Danielle at RyRacontor on Twitter, and I use she, her pronouns. And my character also uses she, her pronouns. Her name is Ceres, and she is, I'm going to read it, a bizarre stoic weaver who also eats knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge going around.
There is 2 Logavores in the group, and since we've got 2 Logavores, that's interesting. So people who eat knowledge, consume books and the written word. Do either of your characters have like food preferences when it comes to knowledge? Are you like everything under the sun? Do you like prefer math? Maybe a little bit of poetry?
I think my character probably prefers like things that can be interpreted in more than one way. Like I imagine like for instance, like a cookbook would be incredibly just not satisfying because it's just a list of instructions. Like you do the thing, there's no room for interpretation. So I imagine like the denser it is in terms of like thematic filling and stuff like that is probably the better tasting book.
Perfect. Somebody in the chat just said what I was thinking, which is that like trashy fiction novels are like
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I think Ceres probably eats a lot of those for dessert, but she prefers meatier like philosophy texts and things like that that have a lot of crunch.
Perfect.
Gotta get that logic fiber in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like logic as the fiber of the Logovore world. Keeps everything moving, keeps you
Yeah.
flushed.
You gotta get that intellect fiber in there.
Yes. Excellent. Perfect. I love it.
Oh boy.
All right. So, we are going to start with a Sooth card, and my apologies to folks. I did not have time to get a second overlay together where I could show the Sooth cards, but I am playing them, and this time I remembered to start off the session playing a Sooth card. So, our first Sooth card of the evening is Imprisoning Ice. Magic with the red facet is enhanced. Magic of the blue is hindered. The family is notions. And meanings are entrapment, imprisonment, danger, and conflict. The very environment holds you fast when you are trapped in ice. Danger lies ahead. Game narrative suggestions. An important NPC is thrown in prison. The conflict looms with powerful forces on both sides. Maybe someone builds a new prison, or someone falls into a trap. Excellent. This gives me lots of ideas. And I think we are going to start out at the Nebulous Quirk, which is the coffee shop that is in no way a trademarked ripoff of Central Perk, because we are playing Vizsla, not Friends. But the Nebulous Quirk is, it's in the ground floor shops of the Autumn Run Towers, which is where everyone here lives. And I guess actually, we should also find out about the homes in the Autumn Run Towers complex of our new characters. Where does Evelyn live?
Oh God. So she lives in a train that runs through a train station that doesn't take trains anymore. And she lives in one particular boxcar because it's the only one that she knows what it looks like. And to get into this boxcar, you have to think about what it looks like. It's more or less the train of thought, and I love it.
Excellent. So yeah, because the Saturnine, the city, is well connected by trains, but the train doesn't come into Fartown, which is where most Vizsla live. So I think that this forgotten, abandoned train station connects to the basement of Autumn Run Towers. So it's like the subway station that Autumn Run Towers is one of these places that it should be in an expensive development, and maybe at one time it is, but all of these amenities have sort of faded away. So there's no train that runs here anymore, so that's not exactly a draw, and the whole tower is kind of decayed into a state of decrepitude. Excellent. All right, so what about Ceres, our other Logovore?
So Ceres, her house is a giant book. So the floor is actually the pages, and the pages can be turned to change the room of the house.
Excellent. I love it. That's so appropriate for a Logovore. When she gets hungry, does she snack on her house?
Yeah, so the walls, so the book is just the floor, but the walls are actually papered with blank books that are her former snacks that she sort of hung up, sort of like hunting trophies.
Oh shit, I love it. This is great. Okay, perfect. All right, so you're in the Nebulous Quirk, which is the coffee shop. Of course, there is the conveniently placed coffee table, which on one side has a rather ratty looking couch and a couple of armchairs on each end, and it's facing a window that occasionally people with cameras and stuff look into and take pictures. The Nebulous Quirk is a bit of a tourist attraction and draw. There is a Thoughtform server who serves coffee. He's a little bit grumpy and taciturn and doesn't say very much. And periodically wandering around is a wrong cat called Mrs. Kilgrath?
Kilgrath, I think you
Kilgrath, yes, Mrs. Kilgrath, who some people now know is actually a demon in disguise, but this is not broadly advertised. So this wrong cat, just wanders around, sometimes hops up next to you, has people scratch her bare skin, the stripes of which are made by crawling ants. Because, as you do. So,
That's right. That's right.
so everyone is in Nebulous Quirk, and a few of you, a few weeks ago, helped apprehend a fallen angel and bring it to justice in the Pinion Court.
That is a thing we did.
All right. So I can imagine that Key, Daphne, and Tal Serena are there in the Nebulous Quirk. And Evelyn and Ceres, what brings you folks to the Nebulous Quirk today?
There we go. Everybody needs coffee. I'm just sitting in the corner drinking my coffee. Like, that like one guy who's like opening like the bag of Cheetos like really slowly, trying not to bother everybody, but they're just making it worse because you have to hear the little plastic bag going on for like even longer. I'm off in the corner doing that with a book, just like pulling out pages like real slowly, thinking that no one's watching, no one's paying attention, but like you can just hear the tear of paper going like for like 4 seconds each time. Slowly munching.
Are pets allowed in the Nebulous Quirk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So then I will be sitting in a different corner, and I have a cup of coffee, but I'm not drinking it at all, and probably like stealing sort of side eye at Evelyn, ripping the book, because that's just like tantalizing. And but I've got one of my pet bookworms in my lap that I'm petting.
Excellent. So the bookworm.
I have no idea how this works, but sure.
Yeah. The question is it a worm that's like a book or a book that's like a worm?
Ooh. Well, I feel like if it was a book that was like a worm, it would probably be food. So maybe it's a worm like a book.
It's a worm that's like a book. Okay. So imagine a worm, and do you know anyone is, if you go to like a street like hot dog vendor, and like when they spiral cut a sausage, so it sort of accordions out. So it's a worm that's kind of spiral cut, so it accordions. And if you thumb through it, it actually has like words on it, but they change. They're never quite the same. So when you read it, it's always a little bit different. And some say that bookworms also, like logivores, like to eat books, and maybe there's a connection there. What it appears to do is when it infests a book, it displays little bits of what it has written, what was written on the book that it consumed.
I love it. So yeah, I've probably got this worm just sort of like wrapped around my neck and like parts of my arms.
Excellent. Great. All right, so it's actually evening in Fartown. It is a crisp fall day, as it is always autumn in Fartown, but it's a particularly cold, clear evening, and the silver moonlight falls down, shining through the front windows of the Nebulous Quirk.
Yes, I'm sitting in a chair where the most moonlight is spilling through. I'm basking in it, and I am knitting while I'm drinking tea. That is what I'm doing. The moonlight, it makes me happy. And I probably looks like I'm talking to myself, because I'm speaking with the moon.
All right. What are you saying to the moon?
Yeah, I know I dropped that stitch. I don't. Thank you for telling me. I have to go back now. What else? Oh, you're right. Okay. So I'm just talking about like how I'm moving forward and talking to the moon about whatever else the moon wants to talk to me about.
Okay. So the moon is actually whispering a secret and asking for a service.
Ah!
So the moon whispers to you that a maker who she owes a debt to has been put in a prison,
Oh no.
in a place that is dark and where she cannot see them.
Oh. That's terrible to be separated from the moon.
And this maker is named Terrace Knox.
Terrace Knox.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Terrace Knox.
And she doesn't know where the prison is, but there is. Let me open this. There is a friend of Terrace Knox that just might know. And her name is Raha Thamos. And Raha Thamos knows many things, many secret things.
Oh.
Because Raha Thamos is a true spider.
Yes.
So she actually refers to her as the grandmother of spiders. And she can be found by the river. She's not entirely sure where. The moon isn't entirely sure exactly where. But somewhere along the river, Raha Thamos makes her home. And she knows a lot. But you often need to make a bargain with her to get information. But she did know Terrace Knox and might know where she
Okay.
is.
Okay. I want to be besties with Raha. All of that is right up my alley. I love all of it. Oh, that's terrible. Oh. Oh, a true spider. Great. Oh. Wonderful. What kind of bargain?
And the moon says she likes secrets.
I sense a deeper and deeper potential kinship.
You might want to bring some friends.
That sounds good. Friends. Where are my friends? Start looking around.
I imagine that if you were seated sort of on the chair or the couch, that at least a few of these people are actually relatively close by while you've been talking to yourself.
I actually imagine that Daphne might have been in the same chair with me.
Exactly.
She is too close, and she is face hugging me of some nature.
There you're talking, but my little tentacles are just sort of like wrapped around the back of your neck, just like, this is nice.
Yeah. Oh, Daphne. I think we have a little adventure ahead of us.
What kind of adventure?
Well, have you ever met a true spider?
No. Have you?
Neither have I, and I'd like to.
Let's go.
The moon has gifted me with a mission,
Okay.
and that's our first stop. But we need to bring friends, and we need to bring a secret.
What kind of friends?
Whatever friends might have a secret to give.
Oh. So, like these friends?
Sure.
And
I'm gonna just take a look around and I'm gonna immediately see the bookworm. My eyes are gonna get really, you can't see my eyes because I am wearing these, but my eyes get really, and my little tentacles reach out and point.
I bet you know secrets. And 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 they're eating books. They know secrets. They know things. Let's go. Let's talk to them. Let's ask them. I think they should come with us. Are they our friends? Do we know them?
So one of the conceits with this particular anthology setup, just to, you know, help move things along, is that all of you generally know each other at least a little bit. If you're not friends, you're at least acquaintances. You know, you all you all live in this building. You spend a lot of time here, so yeah, you know everyone at least a little bit.
I did pick Bazaar as my like house thing, so I'm definitely the weird one.
Yeah,
case
you're
it
the
matters.
you're the weird one among a group of mostly weird people. There's a few other bazaars. Yeah.
Yeah. I also live inside a tree. So, and I've just spent a while talking to the moon with tentacles on my neck. We're all weird
It's a
here.
solid start to your day, really.
We're all weird. It's weird all the way down. If it wasn't weird, it wouldn't be Invisible Sun.
It's true.
Ooh, yes. The knowledge eaters, they probably have lots of secrets.
Always have secrets.
That's right. That's right. And oh, and the one kissed by fire, probably. Yes. She always has lots of friends. They always have a lot of friends.
I think we have our friends then. I think we should go.
Yes.
But where are we going?
To the river.
To the river! I'm going to say really a little too loudly for this coffee shop. I'm going to stand up.
Let's go. I'm ready.
I'm back in my corner, like halfway through a page. Where are we going to the river for?
Secrets. Wait,
That's right.
why are we going?
Secrets on the way.
Okay.
No time to tally. No time to tarry. That's all. I'll tell you on the way.
This sort of pile of like knitted blanket where all you can see are two hands holding a steaming hot coffee cup and like a little tuft of red hair just like slowly comes over because Key does not like the cold. Just totally covered in blanket.
Yes.
My little tentacles are going to come out and like feel feathers.
Yeah, I'll stand up as well and just sort of edge my way along the outer perimeter of the room towards you. Saying nothing, just carrying my bookworm though, leaving the coffee behind.
All right. So the river that flows through Saturnine is the narrow Saniasa River. So it's, despite its name, is pretty wide, and it flows through a couple of districts. There's also the Quiet Lake in the middle, but they did say along the river, and there's a couple of districts that goes through, but two in particular are River, which is a little bit, you know, is an okay, pretty good neighborhood. And then there is the Hollows. Now, Fartown sort of exists as this like extra dimensional space that like blobs off of Saturnine. And it connects through a single gate, and it connects to the Hollows. The Hollows is a slum, and but there is the river in the Hollows.
Pull my blanket down so my face emerges from my bundle. Where are we going again?
Well, we're going on a little adventure. Somewhere along the river lives Raha Thamos, and we need to bring a secret because they need to tell us where to find one of the children of the moon. They're
Oh,
locked up away from the moon, and the moon wants them back.
all
It's a
right.
jailbreak. It's a
That
jailbreak.
sounds like fun.
There are steps along the way.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of secret?
I don't know. But it would have to be a good enough secret for the grandmother of spiders. Do any of you have secrets? You
I
eat
once-
knowledge. I look at Evelyn and Sirius says, you eat knowledge. You must know many secrets.
I mean, I don't know if they're good ones, but some.
Like what?
I know so there's a missing number, right, between 12 and 13. And
Oh.
I know there are 200 numbers that it might be. I know those 200 numbers. It's impossible to narrow it down from there, but I know the 200. And so if you just picked one, you'd have a 1 in 200% chance of getting the number.
Oh.
Really isn't possible to get further down. Try.
I'm gonna get a little too close to your face. My little tentacles are gonna come out.
I think that's a really good secret. Thank you for sharing that with us.
That was delightful.
But if we now know the secret, is it a secret anymore? Because now all of us know it.
What's the definition of a secret?
I don't know. Ask someone who reads books.
You don't
Or-
read?
Or eats books.
They don't let me in the library. Things tend to catch on fire.
Right. That makes sense.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right.
By definition, more than one person has to know a secret,
Oh,
but not very many.
that's the opposite of what I thought.
Well, if only one person knows it, then how do you even know there is a secret? At least 2 people must know a secret.
Key just looks befuddled. So lost. It's like trying to do the mental algorithm, but can't figure it out.
Serena just starts asking the moon about what makes a secret a secret. What?
Just very few
If-
people know.
Does it still count as a secret if very few people know?
Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Well, then we're okay then, right?
Of course. The moon goes off on some like big definition about like diffuse edges and poor categorization methods.
The best.
It's a weighted average of the number of people times their blab factor.
Moon Mother says we should be fine with this secret. Few enough people know it constitutes a secret.
The moon is very wise.
Oh, that's right. The most wise.
The moon is pleased with your flattery. She is nothing if not vain.
The moon is as wise as she is beautiful.
So,
That's why I wear her likeness on my face.
So outside in Fartown, so if you're sort of journeying, you eventually pass out of the gate and into the Hollows. There's a train station nearby, but the Hollows, compared to the rest of the city, so the Hollows is technically a slum and has been a slum since before the war. But because it was a slum, it was relatively untouched by the war. So a lot of the buildings are abandoned, but for the most part, they're actually in pretty good shape. However, where the the river runs through, the houses are pretty small and overcrowded. People seem to want to live close to the river, despite the fact that it is in this part of the city full of trash and human waste, and stinks. It's cleaned up periodically, but here the river is mainly known for its smell. The Hollows is rough. There's definitely a high proportion of criminals and criminal activity here. Lucky.
It's just lucky.
Yeah. But you know, there's businesses here, people live here. There is everything. Down along the river is a place called the Penny Fair, which is a inexpensive market. So it's just like this low class bazaar. And so when you're following along the river, this is one of the first sort of places you come to where there's gatherings of people. And so there's stalls set up everywhere. People are hawking their goods. But when you look around, there's definitely a high proportion of people leaning sort of too casually against stalls, eyeing people as potential marks. And a lot of the stuff that's getting sold, you see a lot of kind of shady bargaining going on. And there's food. Basically, almost anything you want you could buy here, and there's a large number of people around.
Are there books?
Absolutely, yeah. There's some book vendors. You look at there's a stall nearby called Lost Pages. And there is a woman sort of wrapped in a big bulky shawl that is selling books, and sort of you see like there's a lot of damaged books, like water damaged, a little bit mildewed. It's got that old bookstore, secondhand bookstore kind of smell to it.
Just
Some
extra
of them
flavor.
yeah. There's definitely quite a lot of books that have like the top corner ripped off but are being resold. And you do notice periodically someone comes and there's like a bit of an exchange, and she reaches down and pulls out some like brand new books out of like a hidden box somewhere that she sells.
I would like to purchase a snack. Like I'll walk up and just sort of leaf through the aged books. It's like buying an aged steak, right?
Yeah.
Aged books.
That's right.
taste
Yeah,
better.
they've got more flavor on them. Someone will
right.
find one that's like definitely well water damaged, gotta get some extra salt. And find one that looks like it would be one that I could get fairly cheap as well, because it's a pretty damaged book, right? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, like, are you what kind of flavor are you in the mood for? Like, do you want something substantial? Do you want something light and fluffy?
like a snack, you know, like nothing too weighty. Maybe like a nice history text.
Okay. Oh yeah, one of those like mildewy old history
Yeah.
books. It's like outdated, like half of it's just wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you do find a book for sale, for about let's say 10 glass orbs that fits the bill. It's a hardcover. It's very mildewy. The title is A Survey of the Half-Worlds of the Abstraction. But
That sounds
it's woefully out of date. It was written before the war, so it's, you know, it's heavily used, but yeah, it's got a thick layer of, when you crack open the spine, you can see like the mildew accumulating.
that sounds perfect. I will take it.
Okay. So yeah, she happily exchanges 10 orbs and hands you over the book.
And is it small enough that I could like tuck it in a pocket, or is it like a really big book?
No, yeah, it's one of those like probably about that big.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just sort of tuck it under my arm. I'm not gonna eat just yet. I'm in a market full with lots of people.
Okay. Perfect.
This probably doesn't take very long. Like I'm just like trailing behind the group.
Oh yeah, it's got like a price tag on it. There's no haggling. Yeah.
You just turn around and suddenly she's got a book under her arm that wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of
Very
these
nice.
stalls look like they sell information, just generally? Like,
There might be. So let's see. We've entered a new location. Let's play a new Sooth card. We have played the Rat. This is the Companion of Mysteries. So let's get this back open here. Sooth deck. So the Companion card duplicates the previous. So we're still red-blue in terms of our magic. So the Companion of Mysteries, survival, resistance, shadows, concealment. A terrible calamity or disaster occurs.
Oh, oh, yay.
So, you're looking around for information. Obviously, they're not going to. Any information brokers are not necessarily doing so openly, but this is the Hollows, so it is the kind of place where you might discover that. So let's see. This is a searching action. What do you have any skills or anything you might apply here?
let's check.
What
No skills. Nope.
what did you say my shadow skill would be then, Dan, based on what we said?
You're thinking sort of like body language, like reading body language, basically like
Okay.
cold reading people, right?
Okay,
You were
sure.
fortune teller in the gray, and in the
Right.
gray, fortune telling was like a fake, right? Like
Right.
you were totally a fraud, whether you knew it or not, and like just cold reading people.
Right, okay. So I'm just gonna call that cold reading people.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, so
Okay.
so this searching is going to be a perception related task. So you can spend Bene from perception.
Sure.
I am going to say this is a somewhat hidden activity, but not super hidden. So I'm going to set the challenge level of this at like a 6.
Okay.
Okay. I am better at night, or best at night, so I get a +1 to any action I undertake at night.
So are you going to help Evelyn? So Evelyn was doing the
I would like to.
searchings.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, so you can help. And you have a relevant skill. So that's going to be a +2 to Evelyn's venture.
Yes.
And I will use one perception bene
Okay.
to help out with that because I don't have any skills.
Perfect. So you've got a venture of 3. So you've reduced the challenge from a 6 to a 3, so you just need a 3 or higher.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. All right.
I
So
rolled a 1.
so you're surveying the market. There's a lot of shady looking people. It's really hard to find someone who might be willing to trade information. While that happens and you are distracted, all of a sudden you hear terrible, horrible screams as the ground nearby, sort of under a couple of stalls, splits open with a grinding groan and wailing sound. As it opens like a gigantic mouth, there are sharp daggers of stone and that line it like grinding teeth, and writhing dark tentacles whip out of the mouth, latch on to some people nearby, and drag them in. And then you can start hearing this chewing sound from the bowels of the earth underneath your feet.
Cool.
No. Time to go, everyone. I'm gonna power walk out.
I don't like those tentacles.
No? Okay.
Those are not my
That-
favorite tentacles.
Well then.
That seems like someone's problem, and that someone is not me. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, but well, no, it's okay.
So who's running? Who's
I'm torn. There's part of me like a little tentacle
Sure.
just reaching out, and I'm like, but they could be friends. They look like they
Take
could be
one
friends.
of Daphne's tentacles and sort of pull Daphne along with us.
yeah, Daphne, you hear like a whisper from the maw calling to you.
It wants to be friends.
If you're gonna try and break away, you feel this like compulsion sort of drifting towards you, calling the siren song to join us. Let me just grab the right sheet here because I've got these all mixed up. There we go. I want the rules reference to remind me. So this would be a resist defense roll.
Okay. Am I resisting? Which am I resisting? Am I resisting the pull to go away from the maw, or am I
So-
resisting maw?
Yeah. So if you are choosing to resist the siren's call, then that's going to be a resist because it's trying to compel you to come close. You might still want to, but there's a compulsion effect. If you're resisting key, that will be different because that would be more of like a withstand action or something like that.
Okay. All right, Daphne, what would you do here? Man, she's gonna be real dumb and probably try to walk towards this maw.
Try to pull her back. Daphne, we've already got a mission. Come on.
But we need friends and we need secrets and they
But we can make friends, Daphne. You and I like to make our own friends, right? So we can do this mission and then we can make new friends.
Well, but will the new friends have tentacles?
We can give them tentacles, sure. We can make them look like whatever you want them to look like.
You'll give them tentacles?
Absolutely, as many tentacles as you want.
Do you promise?
Promise.
Okay.
I'm in a wave with multiple tentacles by to them.
Okay, so you're gonna have to make a resist defense roll against this compulsion that is trying to lure you in closer.
Oh, but I want to know what's in there. It's death, isn't it? Okay.
There's only one way to find out.
So
Yeah.
so you don't have any training in resist
Correct.
as a defense action. I'm gonna give you a venture of 1 starting out from Key's help.
Okay.
And then if you want to spend Bene, you can spend it from your intellect pool.
I couldn't like take a moment to like, is this? I don't know if it would work here, but I can see through deception with this. Could I use that to see if they actually want to be friends with me?
Sure. Yes, I will give that to you. So
Okay.
that So in this case, because it's sort of, not resist in general, but I think in this case it seems appropriate. So that will give you a venture of 2.
Okay. So now I'm rolling, right? But I could spend Bene. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, you can spend a Bene from your intellect pool if you wish, and that would give you a venture of 3.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Like, why not?
It's a good idea for sure.
Yeah. Okay, I will do that. Now am I rolling? I'm scared.
Yes.
Okay, and I'm just rolling one. Just one
Yeah.
die?
So the challenge. Yeah, rolling one. Oh, so here's the other thing you could do, because if this is a magic effect, you probably want more than one success. You can also spend from sortilege to
Okay.
as an enhancement to be rolling more than one dice.
So, okay. And my question is, do we gain back all the stuff that we lost last time?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
All your
so
pools.
then I'm
All
gonna
your
do
pools
that.
are refreshed.
I'm gonna do that then. So am I rolling 2 die?
So you're rolling 2. Yeah.
Yay. Jesus, don't fuck me. Okay. Well, I got a 3, and what does a 0 mean on this?
Ooh. So which is it on your like secondary dice, like your magic
No, my
dice?
secondary dice was a 3. My main dice, I got a 0.
Okay, so your main dice, it's fine. It only triggers flex if it's on your other dice.
Oh, bummer. Okay, well that could have been fun.
I mean, I can give you flex if you want.
Fuck it, let's do it. What happened?
No.
What happens is I choose from a list.
I'm so scared now. What did I just do? Don't drink.
It's
I
like,
love this.
think about the wild magic table in D&D, but like way more bizarre and
Cool.
yeah,
Feeling good.
that's
A
my limited
secret-
understanding.
A secret you wanted kept leaks out of your brain and out of your mind rather. Brain is shadow thinking. Seeps out of your mind and into that of a nearby creature.
Me, pick me. I'm willing.
I am holding
I was
Daphne.
gonna
Yeah.
say Key's holding her.
I think it
Damn it.
seeps into Key.
Okay.
So, not to put you on the spot or anything, Daphne, but what is a secret that Daphne has that she would not really have voluntarily told someone that has seeped out of your mind and into Key's?
Okay. All right. Weird little child.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I just need like a hot second here, everybody. D&D Beyond, guys. Okay.
Money Cook Games, folks.
Money Cook Games.
I think that fuck, what kind of secret? Does it matter what kind of secret? Does it have to
Nope.
be a personal secret? Like
Nope. Nope, doesn't, as long as it's a secret that is something that you have, and like, one that you wouldn't really necessarily have wanted to tell anybody.
Okay. All right. Just doing some quick character backstory in here. I would say that probably Daphne at one point in time, man, she's real weak, but she probably would have, because she's so interested in like lore and history, and because she's so like desperate to get information on things, she probably would have attempted to kidnap like a librarian of sorts to get her information that she wanted, who wouldn't give it up willingly, and she probably would have tried to take them by force so that she could hang out with someone and talk to them and learn more information.
This is wild. I love it.
Yeah. Okay. So this like sort of memory of like abducting a librarian and like holding them against their will
Correct. 100%.
seeped
Would have been like,
into
just,
Key's
just
brain.
tell me. Just have a tea party with me. Be friends with me.
Oh,
Look at my dolls.
And while this happens, Daphne pulls out of Key's grip and is like walking at a relatively quick pace towards the lashing tentacles and chewing earth.
I have a plan, but it's definitely a plan like E or F.
So is anyone else intervening as Daphne sort of is like lurching towards the tentacle, which you can actually see this tentacle drifting out towards Daphne. It glistens wet and black, and you can actually now see opening all along its length, where on the bottom, if this was an octopus, there would be suckers. There are thousands of tiny little mouths, and they're all opening, and they are gnashing their teeth and whispering, Daphne.
I love them.
Do I have enough time to cast a spell?
A quick question.
One spell.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No, absolutely. What
Okay.
are you?
Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm going to cast the spell Empery, which is a level 8 spell. Or I don't know if they're qualified by levels in Invisible Sun, but it's going to cost 8 sorcery, whatever that is. Let me read the full-on text for that.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, you have that many sorcery as a
That's
starting
Yes,
character.
I do. Because Apostate gives you 3 extra ones. And I always just dump all my extra points into Qualia because, like, fucking Magic game, why wouldn't I? So yeah, I'm going to cast Empery, and I'm going to mentally enslave Daphne and bring her back home.
Oh wow.
All right.
All right. And you're okay with this, Daphne? So we just
Oh, yeah.
we do check-ins with mind control magic because mind control magic.
Do it up. Get in my
Okay.
brain, buddy.
So so the question is, would Daphne resist this? So with spells and Invisible Sun, if someone is a willing participant, it just happens. No dice roll are needed. But I think Daphne would be resisting here, right?
Well, Daphne really likes to have friends, and she really likes to have people talk to her, so she might also be like, oh, another one? Cool. But also tentacles. So, nope, she's not gonna resist. I rolled on that. See what I went to.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, and you are burning an 8th level spell and spending a lot of sorcery, so I am totally fine with it just happening in this case.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn her ass right the fuck around and power walk her straight back to me. And I'm not gonna let her go until we get significantly further down the road. Maybe turn a corner, we don't see the tentacles anymore, something like that.
Okay. And so there is still, of course, horrified screaming behind you as, an increasing number of people from the bazaar are at this point in time being consumed by the maw of the earth.
You hear that? That's friendship back there.
That's one
There's
word for
friendship right here, Daphne. And I reach my hand out to her face.
Oh, I'm gonna reach a tentacle out to yours.
it.
Thanks.
All right.
I'm gonna drop the spell. I'm gonna Daphne.
Sorry, guys. I get excited sometimes.
It's okay.
Thanks for saving me.
Can I use an action rest to get my sorcery back?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ.
Thanks for saving my life.
All right.
Onward.
To the river.
All right, so you're wandering along the banks of the river, and it smells.
We still have to find this spider, right?
You gotta find this spider.
Could I use my Infirma amulet to find said spider?
You probably can. And
Oh, hey.
which amulet is it?
I'm gonna say this wrong. The
That's okay.
Noose amulet. It's level 4. I can access the Noose sphere and search for a location and/or send a message.
Okay.
Can I locate a being that way?
So you could send a message to something. So the noosphere is it's a realm. It's like basically its own sort of plane of existence that holds or is connected to the consciousness of every sentient being in the actuality. It's like the internet on steroids. So you can send messages to people connected to it. The question would be whether the true spider is on it, takes your message, or when they get it. But it's definitely something you could try.
What's the true spider's name again? Rathamos?
Yeah.
Rahathamos.
Rahathamos.
Rahathamos. I want to send them a message
Okay.
with the amulet.
And what message are you going to send?
Dear True Spire, my name's Key, and well, I'm with some people who are on a mission for the moon, and you know things that we need to know. We come bearing secrets for you that we're willing to give you.
Yep.
Trade.
If you could.
Oh,
tell us-
actually, I'm just reading. So with the amulet, you can actually search for somebody and
That's-
learn
okay.
their physical location. So
I probably would do that then.
yes,
Because it's very awkward.
yeah. So
Awesome.
as long as you have their name, which you do,
Okay.
and general appearance or nature. So in this case, you don't really know their general appearance, but you know their nature, that they're a true spider. Okay, so the way this will work, so you activate the ephemera, and we check it every hour to see whether it sort of runs out of magic or not. But while it's connected, you can search for people. So you only sort of get one crack at searching for a particular person, but you could then maybe search for other people. You know, you could start Twitter stalking and Facebook stalking, you know, Vizlay Twitter stalking people if you want. So the way it'll work is the level of the object, which is level 4, will be your venture, and it
Okay.
is a magic item, so you're automatically rolling 2 dice.
Okay.
Because this creature probably doesn't want to be found. They're a secretive creature, so it won't automatically succeed to find them. So yeah, so you'll be adding 4 and rolling 2 dice. And you could spend sortilege to roll more dice. And you could spend a sorcery to bump up the level so that it would be a venture of 5 if you wanted to.
I will spend 1 sortilege to roll 1 extra dice.
Okay,
Roll 3.
so you'll be rolling 3 dice.
Yes. I got a 4, a 3, and an 8. So 8.
Okay. And yeah, with some things you might need success on more than 1 dice or more than 1 die. Usually anything that's like magic, you often need at least 2 successes as opposed to just 1. In this case, you reach out with the amulet, searching for Rahathamos on the Noosphere, and get a 504 error. Page not found. You just get a big X flashing in your head. Rahathamos not found.
This thing is broken. Shake it a couple times, see if it fixes
Oh.
it. Like hold it up to look for like better new sphere signal.
You get the brief shrieking of a nearby ghost as the amulet sort of taps into the ether, but that's about it.
Oh, hello. Is there
That didn't work.
Wondering if there's any way I can assist. Or kind of like start asking the moon. What do you think? What do you think I can do? I could try to spin Sight. Sight and no, that doesn't work. Sight and deception to see through deception? No, that doesn't work. I just start thinking, I don't know if I've got anything to spin between freedom and moonlight. Like sight and illumination is more like light, I guess, but
It is, but yeah, I mean you can get pretty creative. I mean, sight and illumination, I would imagine if it succeeds, you literally bring up, the like in a video game when there's like the column of light shining down on where you've got to go.
I asked the moon, could you shine a light on where we need to go?
Okay. So we'll see. So the
send down one of your beautiful rays.
Yeah, so the level of effect here is going to be find the answer to one question. That seems about right. That's a level 5 effect.
Okay.
So it'll cost 5 sorcery.
Okay. I'm best at night, so I get a +1.
So you get a +1. So your venture starts out at the level, so 5 +1, so we're at 6.
Okay.
And you can spend. You'll be rolling 2 dice because you are using magic. And you can spend sortilege to add to be rolling 3 dice if you wish.
Okay. Let's do that. And
you can spend an additional sorcery to up your venture as well.
What color would this spell be?
That's a good question. This would be blue.
Okay.
But
wasn't blue enhanced right now?
Blue was hindered.
Oh, blue was hindered. Shoot.
But we should be playing a new card because you just left that scene.
Fingers crossed. Something good.
So we've got the lucky coin. Blue's not affected. Silver is enhanced. Gold is hindered. But this is notions. So if you're the notions family, then you'd have +1.
Not as such.
All right.
Okay, so it's all a wash then. So I will spend. So it's 5 sorcery.
Yep.
And then I can up 1 to add 1 to my venture, right?
You can up 1 to add 1 to the venture, so that would be 6.
All right, so I'll spend 6.
And you can spend a sortilege to add an enhancement, which is an extra die.
I will do that. So my venture is at a 7 then, right?
7, yes.
Because I have a +1 because I'm best at night.
That's right. So your venture's at a 7 and you're rolling 3 dice.
Okay. And how many of them need to be magic dice?
2 of them will be magic.
Okay, all right. Okay. I have 2 8s and a 0, but it's not on my magic dice.
Okay. All right. So in this case,
whose kitty was that?
Oh, that is Ella.
Ella, the VR mascot.
Look at that beautiful bubbers. Excuse you.
Little kitty will come up. All right. So, so I will tell you that is the moonlight sort of shimmers and starts to stab down and then shatters into like shards of glass that like rain down around you.
Damn. That didn't work.
Really pretty.
Unless, hang on. Raha Famos, are you here? Hello?
You don't hear
Are you around here? Damn it. Well, I'm at a loss. It just shattered all around me.
Yeah. So there's these like broken shards of glass that are like jabbed into the earth and standing around you, and they are reflecting like mirrors.
Hey now, that's my jam.
Oh, oh no. Hmm.
Do we see? I'm gonna start walking like around and like looking
Yeah.
at what we see in the mirrors.
It reflects from both sides.
What does
That's
that mean?
so cool. Oh no.
Series.
I'm gonna touch it. What happens when I touch it?
When you touch it, it's kind of tactile. Like your finger hits it, and the glass and reflection ripples. And when you pull your finger back, it sticks to it a little bit and like pulls out, and then lets
That's exactly
go.
what I imagined.
Snaps back and like kind of does that pulsing effect.
I know mirrors are bad, but these are moon things, so maybe it's fine.
And you
I'm
can...
gonna put my hand in it.
It's sort
My
of
hand?
it goes a little bit, but then like it doesn't go through. There's enough sort of resistance there. Series, you notice on yours, there's like a piece of this glass nearby, and out of the corner of your eye, you see yourself, except you have writing all over your skin, and the writing is moving.
I would love to lean in closer. Can I read the writing?
So this is going to be like a perception related task.
Okay.
So do you have any skills around like deciphering texts or anything like that?
I don't think I do, but let me go check. Well, I have magical lore, but I don't know that that's going to do me any good. I took library science as my shadow skill. I don't know
Okay.
if that does good here.
You know what? Yes. In this case, it actually does. So that's a 2. So that's a venture of 2. I'm going to say that this is a level 6 task, and it is
Okay.
magic, so you're going to need more than 1 success. So,
All right.
So your venture is at a 2 so far.
Okay.
If you want to spend Bene, you can spend from intellect.
Okay. Sure. I
So
will
you-
spend an intellect Bene.
Yeah, so you can spend a Bene, so then your venture is at a 3.
Okay.
And you assume this is a magical effect, so you're going to need to succeed twice. So
Okay.
you'll want to spend a sortilege to roll a second die.
Okay. All right. Cool. I can do that too. So I'm rolling 2 dice or 3 dice?
2 dice.
2 dice. Okay. And I need a 3 or above with
That's
Bene?
right. That's right.
Okay.
A 3 or above. Yeah. Now, of course, you could, right, as a weaver, instead of doing this as just like a pure skill-based thing, if you had any thoughts about like weaving magic and things like that, you could take that approach as well.
Yeah, I went and looked at my aggregates, but I've not been able to come up with anything creative.
Because you've
Based on-
got Moonlight and Winter.
Yeah. I mean, I guess illumination, maybe. But I don't really have anything to help in winter, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little loose. We can get pretty creative. Illumination and endings, maybe.
Why not? Let's try it. Illumination and endings.
And I'm going to say that the level of effect you're looking for here... slower hinder a creature's movement, because the thing is, the writing is moving.
That would be very helpful. Then I could
So
read
that's-
it.
So that's a level 3 effect.
Okay.
So that costs 3 sorcery.
Okay.
And then we're not going to need to roll because that adds to your venture. And so then your venture becomes a 6. Or your venture becomes a 6. The challenge is a 6, and so it'll just work.
Awesome. Let's do it.
All right. So as you like weave these threads of winter and moonlight and channel it into the shard of glass that is near you, the writing that is crawling sort of all over your reflected skin freezes and locks in place, and then oozes off your reflected self onto the ground, and then seeps out of the glass across the pavement, washes over your feet, and like writhes and climbs up onto your own skin and concentrates on your arm and on your hand. And so you look at it and start essentially tablet paging across your hand as if it's scrawled notes written on your own hand, but you're paging through it.
Is there any way I can actually eat this? Like if I like clench my fist, because it's the Logivore, it's like anything you touch, right? So like,
Yeah,
can I just eat it?
absolutely.
All right, I will do that. So so you can see, I flick through like 2, and then I just lose interest in that because that's boring and slow, and I just clench a fist to eat all of the knowledge and the writing at once.
Okay.
I'm like watching this intently, like, Ceres, how does it taste?
How does it taste? Is this meaty writing?
It is. It's very meaty. It's dense. It's rich. It's savory, and it has a certain je ne sais quoi to it. It's got this like, it's just got this underlying like secret spice that is the spice of secrets.
So Evelyn, I'll look at you and say, it is delicious. Very secrety. Do I learn anything from eating this?
You do, absolutely. So it's it's not a secret per se, but it is a bit of information that looks like it came from a guidebook to the Hollows, and talks about a tower, an inverted tower on the banks that was known as the Pit of Spiders.
Okay. I will look at our other friends who have been trying to find Rahathamos and say, I believe we're looking for something called the Pit of Spiders. There was an inverted tower here at one point.
That sounds delicious. Was it delicious?
It was very delicious.
Oh.
Some of the best text I've had in a long time.
Well, then we're all having a good time then, aren't we? Could we take a breather? I need to regain my sorcery.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can take your rests in any order. So if you want to take 10 minutes, you can take a 10-minute rest. If you want to take an hour, you can take an hour rest. If you just want to use an action, you can use one of your actions.
Well, what do you all say? Because I think I'm not the only one who needs to refresh, right, Evelyn?
Oh, I used an action rest.
Oh, okay. Do we want to take 10, or should I just take an action?
You could be taking 10. We got no rush.
We can take 10.
All right, I'll do that. That's better.
Wait, are we still within earshot of the people screaming?
Well, you've kind of been wandering away, so
Okay.
it's faded.
I was gonna say just hanging out as we hear people like dying 2 streets over or some shit.
This is fine.
Wow, that sounds pretty bad, guys.
I mean, this is indigo. It happens.
Just another Tuesday.
That's right.
We are friends.
That's right. So, a pit, an inverted tower,
Yes.
And if do I get the inclination that my spell failed, or that my spell worked?
That it did not work. It didn't tell you
Okay.
where it was.
Well, a pit, an inverted tower. That at least gives us something to look for.
Yes, I think we perhaps should maybe comb the banks, looking for something along these lines.
And there may be people that, I mean, like there's people in the hollows. Like it's not a super crowded district. I mean, Saturnine is like a city that's way too physically big for its current population because of the war. So it, there's like there's large stretches of the city that are just in ruins, but even in the places that are rebuilt, it's like big buildings and stuff, but there's a lot of room. Even for a city that's kind of empty, the Hollows is considered like virtually uninhabited district, but there are people. I mean, you did just leave a market that was getting eaten, but there's other people around.
Perhaps we can find a local who may know where we can find the inverted tower.
That seems like a good start. A good next step.
Is there anyone actually like nearby the banks of the river with us?
Well, let's see. I think this is a perfect opportunity for another card.
Ooh, yes. Yay. I love these
And
cards so much.
we have the Questing Knight. So
Oh, hey.
Questing.
this
It's
is the
nighttime.
so this is the Apprentice of Visions.
Ooh, good.
So if
Hit me.
if visions is your thing, then your ventures are at -1.
Oh, damn.
Because
Damn
it's the Apprentice of Visions. It's this
Oh.
Questing Knight is really this Questing Squire.
Hmm.
Meanings are justice, journeys, determination, and achieving goals. Suggests determination is needed for success, but indicates that such success is within one's grasp. An NPC in need is looking for help to achieve something. So as you're looking around for people, you actually hear a sort of panicked sound, and a relatively young looking girl, not like a child, but like an older teenager or a young woman, darts out of an alleyway, running towards you, yelling for help, and tumbling out of the alley behind her are these clattering spheres of like a brass metal that are just like, and there's like 3 or 4 of them tumbling after her, and they've all got these sort of fractures and like little bits of machinery and cogs and wheels that you can see through the cracks, and the air around them sort of shimmers and is hard to look at. Like when your eyes look at it, it's almost like reality around each sphere is warped, and you can see faint darkness oozing out of these cracks with this like smell of brimstone and eggs, and they're leaving behind them a trail of green ichor. And Key and Evelyn are sort of in the path. Like the girl darts out, sort of jukes around you, and then there's like 3 of these brass balls tumbling towards you.
Reached the VR After Dark portion of the evening.
Right.
Welcome.
I could have said brass spheres, not gonna lie, and then I was like, nope, brass balls.
Brass balls.
Oh,
It is after 9, so
That's right.
yeah.
And I realized I forgot once again to put on our mature content warning.
Oh no.
That was a great time.
Hasn't been too bad so far, but yeah.
No, it's just a general good idea. VR After Dark.
Yeah.
All
I
right,
have
so
I have
yeah.
a skill of running. Can I get out of the way?
you can absolutely try.
All right, I'm gonna try and just dart out of the way.
Okay.
I'm not confrontational with this character.
Okay. So your skill, is it just like one level in skill?
That was my shadow skill. Was running.
Okay, so it's 2. Excellent.
Yeah.
What did Evelyn do in Shadow that running is her skill?
I like to imagine that she was a courier. I knew a guy in New York who was like a bike courier, and he was running all the time. So
Yeah. Excellent. I like it. All right, so Evelyn, the former bike courier.
Mhm.
So that's a venture of 2, and you can spend Bene from movement.
I think I will do that as well.
Okay.
So total venture would be a 3. That's a 5. So 8 total.
All right. So you lock eyes with Key for 2 seconds, and then Evelyn's like, "I'm getting out of dodge," and you run after this young girl who's like run through sort of your group, and you're safely out of the way of the tumbling brass spheres.
Bye, everybody.
Can I tell if these are like being magically compelled to roll an attack, or are these like creatures?
That is a good question. Do you have any skills related to like magical lore?
Yeah.
Perception, that kind of thing?
Magical lore.
Okay. And you've got what, 1 level in it?
Well, it's on my character sheet twice. As
That's-
1 each. So probably just 1.
I think it's just 1, and I think I probably just duplicated it when I was putting
Okay.
your stuff in. So yeah, so that's 1. And you could spend from perception if you want to spend any Bene to add to it.
Okay. And sure, because I have an idea. So roll 1. Roll 2.
Unless if you are also applying magic, so either using a spell of some sort or spending an enhancement from sortilege, then you're just rolling 1 die.
Excuse me. Okay, just roll 1. That's 6.
Okay, so 6 plus 2. I think you did spend 1 from your intellect.
From my perception.
Or perception, I mean, yes.
Yeah, so plus 2.
Okay. So, yeah, you sort of narrow your eyes, get a good look at these spheres, and you think that it's some sort of, like, magical spell or effect, as opposed to them being living creatures.
I can't tell what sort of level the effect is, can I?
I'd say you have an idea that it's like, it's within the normal range, mortal, like less than 10, I will tell you that.
It's probably too high to try counterspell on it. But I'm going to try it anyway. Let's just see if I can make them stop by just making the spell go away. That's compelling them.
All right. What's the maximum you can affect with counterspell at the moment?
I think it's 2. Which is not very high. So this probably isn't going to work.
Yeah, so you spend 2 sorcery and sort of reach out to sort of shatter a hold of this magic, and your counterspell impacts against the spheres and breaks. And the spheres keep coming.
Shit. Balls.
What
Balls.
are...
Balls.
What's everyone else doing?
Can I use my Weaver's magic? So one of the things under winter is ice.
Mm-hmm.
And I maybe could combine that with quiet from moonlight to basically freeze them in place or deactivate them in some fashion.
Absolutely. So this is so you can do slower hinder a creature's movement, which is a level 3 effect. If you want to like freeze it such that you destroy it, a single object up to 25 pounds is a level 4. So it depends on like, do you just want to slow it or do you want it to like totally freeze in place?
If I slow it, it would be reasonable for people to just sort of step out of the way, right? Like,
Yeah. So, and it will last for, because your default duration is
Winter.
1 round. It's short for, oh yeah, sorry, it would be short because winter is, so short's a bit longer than 1 round.
yeah. So, like, buys us some time.
It would buy you some time, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, let's just try to slow them down for now.
Okay. So you can spend 3 sorcery,
Yep.
and you're going to be rolling 3 dice.
Okay.
And you can spend an enhancement out of Swordledge if you want to add dice, and you can spend 1 sorcery if you want to like up, you know, the venture some.
I have 1 more sorcery left before I have to refresh, so I might as well go ahead and do that and up the venture.
Okay, so we're looking at a venture 4, and you'll probably want to, yeah, and you're rolling 2 dice.
2 dice.
Yes, unless you spend a Swordledge, and then you'll roll 3.
Okay. Do I need 2 successes?
Probably because it's a magical effect.
All right, then I'll spend a sortilege just to go ahead and make this easier.
Sure.
What do I need to roll here? My venture's 4.
It is hidden, so you know it's less than. You know that the challenge is less than 10, but
Okay, but I don't know. All right.
but you don't know.
Okay, so I rolled a 6 and a 4 and a 2.
Okay, so you reach out to because there was 3. That's right. Sorry, I gotta check here the range. Oh yeah, the default range on these is touch.
Yeah, I have to go in and touch them.
Yeah.
But the good news is I can eat any writing that's on them. If there is any.
Yeah. So I just wanted to, because this would do a single creature. So it would do, well, I was kind of treating these like there's 3 things, but I'm treating them as like a swarm. So it's just a kind of a single thing. So yeah, you go out, touch it, and as like ice encases all 3 of them, and they're still like rolling and the ice is breaking, but they're severely slowed. So they're just barely ticking along, which would give you all an opportunity to vacate the area.
I suggest we get going. This will not hold for long.
Thanks,
are they
folks. Yeah, there's the young girl. She's like, oh my god, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sarah's just very confused. She's not used to being thanked for things.
No.
Powerful Vizsla, yes.
Yes.
So.
A bit.
I don't know what those things were. I was just trying to get home, and they started chasing me down the alley, and I was really scared.
Well,
We're moving at this
It'll be
point.
all right,
We're doing
child.
like the walk and talk right now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
yes,
Okay.
come with us. We actually have a question for you.
I like to
Oh.
put my arm around her if I can and just kind of shepherd her away. It's okay, child.
Okay, if I can help, I will. Yeah.
Right. And by the way, I forgot to mention this earlier, but this is the first time that my character has been like, this session is the first time my character's been in the moonlight. And in the moonlight, it becomes very difficult to discern what my age is. I look simultaneously very young and very old and everything in between. Like, while the moonlight is shining on me, it's very hard to discern.
Excellent.
Yeah. Um, so while we're all kind of ushering her away, I'd like to kind of to start asking her what she knows about the area and if she's ever heard about this tower, this inverted tower.
Okay. And she just thinks and she says, "Oh, spiders and I don't know, inverted, but oh well, there is a big hole by the old docks.
Oh,
It's let me just think exactly where that is. If you keep going down the river towards into the bridges and cross over on the other side of the oh yeah, no, it's on the other side. Yeah, by the old docks. Sort of between not quite back towards where the gateway is back into Firetown. But if you cross the river and go back in that direction, probably about halfway, yeah, then you'll see there's this big hole in the ground, and everyone always did say something about spiders, and I suppose there's spiders around. I don't know if there's more or not, but it is a big pit by the docks.
okay. Well, that helps greatly. What were you running from?
Those spheres that were the big brass
Right,
balls that were chasing me.
Did someone send them after you?
I don't know. I was just wandering through the alleys, taking a shortcut home, and they like leapt out of a dark alley and started chasing me.
Yes, it is always a problem to be wandering the streets at night and suddenly have balls after you.
Yeah. I was always on the lookout for that kind of thing.
Right. You need to be vigilant about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Ooh. Poor child. Well, you're safe now. Do you need to go anywhere, or do you want to escort us to this spider pit?
I suppose I could take you there. And then, well, yeah, okay. I'll take you there, and then I'm gonna go for a drink at the theater. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That sounds good. You
I'll-
probably
I'll-
need a good drink after that experience.
Yeah, I need a good stiff drink. Yeah. Yeah.
Open the door right up for you, Dan.
Yeah. There's that place, the Theater of Scripture, nearby.
Oh, the theater.
I think maybe I'll go there.
Uh-oh.
They have good drinks, and like there's like burlesque shows there, and there's sometimes they have comedians, but like comedians that tell like real dirty jokes and stuff.
Oh.
It's pretty good entertainment.
I'm sorry, how old is this child? Just out of curiosity.
It's hard to tell her age, but she's probably, now that she's like talked a little bit more, she's probably like early 20s.
Oh my god, I was envisioning like a 7-year-old.
It's probably
No.
because I kept saying child.
Yeah.
Sorry.
7-year-old going for a stiff drink.
No, when I first described her, I said like late teen or like a young woman.
Oh, I totally. Hello, I'm here. Hey everyone.
Doesn't help that I just walked in and started calling her child. So
That's what
Here
threw
we
me. I
are.
was like, I must have missed something.
sorry.
Anywho,
It's just what Tal Serena would do. So
So yeah, so she takes you across the river. So there's a bridge near where you were at the Penny Fair, and leads you back almost all the way towards that is. or towards the gateway back to Fartown that you came from. So you sort of like left Fartown, followed the river all the way to the Penny Fair, crossed, and now like you're going back the other side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yay.
So, and she leads you to where there's like an old set of like decrepit docks. There is like a lone boat, partially filled with water, bobbing in like the trash filled river at the docks. There is a hunched figure casting a line on some sort of like fishing rod apparatus out into the water and slowly cranking it back, sitting at the end of this broken pier. And nearby there is like a weird sort of lip of stone that looks almost like a well, but it's probably only about 3 feet high, but it's like probably 20 feet across and crumbling.
That looks promising.
Oh.
I mean, if you go over and look down into it, it is just like a darkened shaft going into the earth. You can hear and see like bits of water like seeping out of the stone that lines it, dripping down into the dark depths at the bottom. And there's no stairs or ladder, but there are periodically bits of stone that jut out from the wall in a sort of spiraling pattern down into the depths.
Wonderful.
I'm guessing we probably can't see very well if we start to get into it, right?
It would definitely be dark. I mean, the moon is out and the moon is shining down upon you, but it is dark down in the pit.
Could.
Okay.
So
Oh boy, here we go.
this is a weird question. What's our
I'm here for
collective weight? Like, what is the weight limit? What is the weight limit of elevator that we can safely ride on? Because I have the ephemera object Wings for a Throne, which allows me to summon a flying chair that can carry up to 500 pounds. Like, what's our collective weight here?
So,
Well-
and specifically, it doesn't actually summon a chair. So you need to find a chair, which you can totally find. Some rickety,
have to
broken
find-
chair.
Shit.
And then you take the ink and start drawing and inking the chair, and then that chair begins to fly.
All right. Well, I'm really banking on the fact that the rules text here says 500 pounds because I doubt I'm going to be able to find anything with real good structural stability out here in the hollows. But
Yeah. And of course, it lasts until the sun next rises or sets.
I could go
So-
back and forth.
So you could go back and forth.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Yeah, because there's 5 of us, and I don't think all of us weigh under 100 pounds.
So, like,
Correct.
what sort of chairs are nearby? Do I have an option? Do I have any options?
You
A metal folding chair.
What
do.
sort of
You do.
chairs?
Here is your 3 options.
Oh.
There is a metal folding chair that is dented and twisted, so it doesn't actually fold back together properly. There is a rickety wooden like dining room chair that is at least, you know, several decades out of style. It has a broken rung on the back and one leg is shorter than the other 3. And there is a big plush upholstered chair, but it is of course stained and threadbare, and it has like some holds in the fabric and like stuffing is coming out of it, and probably at least a few like roach goblins have like nested in there once upon a time. Because of course all of these is junk that have just been dumped on, like illegally dumped on the street, right?
I'm gonna go with the dining chair because that reminds me personally of like the furniture we had in New York. So,
Mm-hmm.
hey everyone, watch this! I'm gonna dart over to the chair and just very poorly draw some wings on it
Oh.
with the ink.
And then the chair sort of rattles and like lifts up off the ground.
All right, I'm
Yes.
gonna sit it. I can probably do one at a time, but you'll need to sit on my lap.
Yeah, because it's controlled by whoever. It's
Yeah.
controlled by whoever sits on it. So to get it to come back up, like you have to
Yeah.
ferry people.
Mhm.
Who wants to go first?
Key is like blushing. Their face is the same color as their hair.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh, it's adorable. I'll just step forward and with with no hesitation. Are you ready? Shall we?
yeah, let's go. I'm gonna fly my rickety dining chair down the pit of despair here.
All right. So
And
so
if we need to see, I would like to weave sight and illumination together to help us to help shine a little moonlight in here if I need to.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good idea. Just spend one sorcery. I think like a level 1 effect
Cool.
to provide light is sufficient.
Perfection.
Because we want, so it'll start at level 1, but then it's short. So why don't we bump it up? You probably want it like long. So spend 2 sorcery to like increase its duration.
Okay.
And then you just like weave this together, and there's like a globe of moonlight shining. And the globe actually looks
Yeah.
like a miniature moon. Like it's got
Yay.
dark patterns on it.
Oh, that makes me happy.
All right, so that provides illumination. So Evelyn, I guess you proceed to ferry
Yeah,
everybody else down.
Fairy thing.
As we get down, I give Evelyn a nice little kiss on the cheek and I say, "Thank you, dear." I'll just wait with my little moon.
All right.
Yeah, I'm running the ferry here.
I treat it like a roller coaster, and all my little tentacles go up, and I'm like, woo!
Yes.
All right. Anything particular with Ceres or Key when they're being ferried down? I mean, Key is like blushing.
And just like stiff as a board, and he's just like not making eye contact.
Hang on, I'm sorry.
Just on like the very edge of Evelyn's knee, like just barely.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
touching as very little as possible.
Okay.
I'm gonna do one of my refresh while everyone else is going down.
Okay.
So I can get my quality back. And then yeah, I feel like Yvonne and I probably have a genteel conversation about the most delicious books we've read lately.
Yes.
Like-
Red.
Yes.
Red.
Red.
Absolutely. I love it. All right.
If this isn't going away until the sun next sets arises, I'm gonna get down there. I'm like, I really like this. I think I'm gonna stay here for now. I'm just gonna float on the chair until it stops floating.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So
That's
this is called pulling the Professor X, right?
Yeah,
There you
right.
go. Exactly.
Yeah. You're just in
Yeah.
his hover chair.
Oh, I
Okay.
like to believe it has like big feathery angel wings or some shit.
Oh yeah, totally. Like
Yeah.
coming out behind. All right.
What do we see?
So the bottom, there's like webs that have accumulated as you get deeper and deeper into the pit,
Ooh,
and then you're in the dark,
cozy.
and it seems like just the bottom, like you're at the bottom of a well, like a deep well sort of thing. The moon is framed perfectly in the round bit sort of at the top. And you can see threads of the web material gathering together, and then a thick string of like a single very thick spider silk web going out and disappearing into the darkness.
Well, maybe we should, ring, let them know we're here. Don't want to seem like an intruder, right? Like ring the
just think-
bell.
Tap it.
I'm
Tap
just gonna
it,
look
right.
around for a second and be like, well,
Oh.
So you're just gonna like pluck on the.
Yep.
All right. So you pluck on the spider silk,
Yes.
and it vibrates audibly, sort of like as if you plucked a guitar string, vibrating
Right,
in
yeah.
the darkness.
So
And-
it's just a nice big bass string. That's what this is.
Yeah. Boom.
Boom.
And then it sort of slows back to a stop eventually. And then as you're watching it, you can see vibrations like rippling on it. And eventually, sort of making its way down to you, is a spider. And the spider crawls along the web. And you eventually only see it because it's like the size of a large, but like normal sized spider. It's not huge. It's like tarantula sized. That crawls out along the web. And then sort of is in front of you. And almost looks like it inhales and sort of swells up to like cat sized. And is just perched, and a multitude of eyes sort of peer up at you, and you can see yourselves, all of you, reflected in all of the eyes, fangs hanging down. Is Daphne getting close with her tentacles?
She like sees that and she's just like, oh. Just a little too close.
And then the
As-
voice says,
As usual.
"You have sought out Rahathamos."
yeah.
Do we have a sooth card for this?
Yes. we do. As we have played the Revealing Knife.
Oh.
No.
Magic of the Pale is enhanced, while Magic of the Green is hindered. This card is of the Visions family. So if you're of the
Oh, hey.
Visions family, then your venture is +1.
Yes.
Meanings: revelation, discovery, and finesse. The Revealing Knife cuts everything. It slices through buildings or mountains as easily as paper or flesh. Anything that obfuscates what lies beyond or within is cut with precise strokes. The PCs discover a vital secret, or perhaps a secret of the PCs is exposed.
Oh no.
So Rahathamos just says, "You have sought me out."
We have. Oh, grandmother of spiders.
What questions do you have for me, my children?
I'd like to try to like shake her hand.
Mm-hmm.
But I have an ephemera to use.
Okay.
It's the grasp for something more than power.
Okay.
It's a level 3. It says the person you touch henceforth grants you more respect than they would normally, offering you +1 to all interactions with them.
Okay.
The color is blue, so it shouldn't be
Yeah,
affected by the
It's
card.
not. That's right. Okay. So yeah, so you'll have to roll on this. So you'll be rolling. You're starting out at 2 dice and a venture of
Okay.
3 from
Ooh.
the incantation. You can spend sortilege to roll more dice, which you think is probably a good idea.
Okay. So I'm starting out at how many dice you said?
You're starting at 2 because you're using magic, so it'll
Okay.
start at 2. You can spend
Okay.
sortilege to up that to 3.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't think I was gonna have to roll for this.
And
It's my first time using an ephemera, so
well, so things are only automatic if you're using it on yourself or you're using it on
Okay.
like a willing. So
Sure,
if
okay.
Rahathamos was willing to be affected by the magic,
Yeah, probably not.
and actually, I'm going to tell you that given your limitations on what you can spend, you can't actually affect her.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. It was a
So-
thought.
Well, I mean, you try and use it, but there's no point rolling because you actually you cannot get a sufficiently high number
Damn. All right.
to
Oh
affect
well.
her. But
Well,
when you
that's
spend
gone.
but when you spend the incantation
Hmm.
and the magic ripples over, she just chuckles and says, "Well, that was brave. But if you have questions, my price is secrets."
Okay. Well,
What kind of secrets?
Many secrets, but I particularly like those that I can use to safeguard my children. The spiders of the world are tempting targets for dark things and demons that like to inhabit them or use them and abuse them. I don't like when my children are led astray from the path.
well, let's start with what we're looking for and see what you'd like for that information. How about that?
What questions do you have for me?
Well, I believe you know one of the name Terrace Knox.
I do.
Well, a mutual friend of ours would like me to help them. But I don't know where to look.
Then I may have the path you seek. If you have payment, of course.
Well, I do have an a different little idea in mind, if you would entertain it for a moment.
We can see.
You say you worry for your children. Well, I care greatly for your children. And should they ever need a place to rest, a place to hide, a place to seek refuge, I would offer my home.
Well, that is always nice. Although many are tempted as opposed to scared. But I think that some of you may perhaps have something that can be used.
I'd like
I
to go
think-
ahead and eat my snack and see if there's anything good in there. So you just say, I've had this book tucked under my arm for the entirety of this,
Yeah.
and I just run a finger down the pages.
Well, it's pretty light reading, so it's well, it's not light reading, I guess. It's outdated history. Now, of course, all of you do have a special stat called Hidden Knowledge, which is actually secrets. So you can actually always spend from hidden knowledge as parts of, you can use it to enhance ventures, but you can also, kind of just spend it. And you can definitely get creative with what you determine a secret and spending it. You don't necessarily have to come up with a secret. You can.
My only secret was like a sad personal story. I've got nothing now that I know I have to talk about spiders, some shit.
How do we know how much hidden knowledge we have?
It should be on your sheet.
Okay.
I filled it out for the ones where I created it. It's by your recoveries. It says hidden knowledge, and then it's got your card families and stuff.
Yes.
I did mine, so I didn't put anything in there because I wasn't sure what I got.
It comes from your like bazaar and like that sort of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
And is the number there? Is that like what we would spend?
Well, so it's a pool, so it works like a pool. It just, you can't refresh it with your refresh actions.
Got it.
You can only regain hidden knowledge by doing certain things. Like you can discover secrets, which would be hidden knowledge. You can also sitting in cafes and listening to rumors like what can get you hidden knowledge, or going to libraries will get you hidden knowledge.
Yeah, kidnapping librarians,
Kidnapping librarians.
That's right.
Hidden knowledge.
And that's how I know Nigel.
Key, would you like a joy? So that memory of Daphne's, the secret that seeped into your brain, you recall that the librarian, when Daphne kidnapped her, had a book about spiders. And in fact, it looked like it was a grimoire of magic concerning how to control spiders. And you do have in your brain, you've got a sharp impression of what this librarian looked like and their name. What was their name, Daphne?
Their name was Meredith.
Okay. Meredith the librarian.
Meredith the librarian.
Seems legit.
Do they need a last name?
Gildebrand.
Meredith Gildebrand.
Yep, sure. I was going to say Castle Rock, but Gildebrand. Meredith Castle Rock Gildebrand.
Meredith Castle Rock Gildebrand.
Her full name, actually.
The librarian.
Yep.
Amazing.
The librarian was part of her last name. It was hyphenated.
Right. Perfection. This librarian is going to die. This true spider is going to kill this librarian.
Sorry, Key. I think you're muted. I can't hear you.
Sorry. Excuse me, your grand spiderness. I might have a secret that you would like. Well, there's a individual. I just keep making side eyes at Daphne the whole time.
Because Daphne doesn't know that you know this, by the way. That this seeps
yeah, I
into
know.
her brain.
There's an individual, a librarian, who perhaps possesses a magic that could control your children.
Raha's ammo starts getting bigger.
I would be willing to tell you their name if you can tell us the location of the one we're looking for.
A deal is struck.
Oh, hey.
Who goes first, me or you?
You came seeking answers. It's
So
polite for
me?
you to pay first. Yes.
Oh, okay. Their name is Meredith Candlerock Gilda something. I can't read my own handwriting.
Gildebrand.
Gildebrand,
The librarian.
the librarian.
Excellent. This is enough. Terrace
My eyes are gonna
Knox-
get really wide when I hear that.
Terrace Knox has been placed where the moon cannot see him, deep beneath the earth. And he has been taken where one must walk the black spiral path to find him.
Now, do you mean like physically walk? Because I've got this chair for like 12 hours and I want to make the most of it.
You will need to prepare yourself for a journey. The black spiral path can only be accessed from one of the leech worlds of the green.
Okay.
You might need to make another chair.
Yeah.
Help! We should be going.
And Rahathamos keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger until she is like occupying like the whole bottom and like clambering up the stone interior shaft of the tower and then blotting out the moon and stepping outside up above you and swelling until she is a house-sized spider.
We not gonna get a ride up with you, or
And nothing comes down below. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
ah!
Ha.
Ah!
All right, so that is where we are going to wrap up, and we'll go around quickly, and you can give some shout outs and remind us of your favorite moment, and then we will we'll kick everyone. Well, we'll host Critical Role, and people can watch it. They're just going through the intro now, so we'll be over there quick. So
Awesome.
let's start in reverse order with Danielle.
This was awesome. I've been so excited to play this. So thank you all for being my first players and GM for Invisible Sun. This was wonderful. Favorite moment? I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. I think it's probably the flying chair. That's just really beautiful.
Yeah, the flying chair is pretty good. I
The
enjoyed
big
that.
winged chair taking us all down the well.
Yeah.
Although house-sized spiders are pretty cool too. But yeah, I'm Rai Raconteur on Twitter. You can follow me there for lots of nerdy content, things like cosplay and TTRPGs and writing and things of that nature.
Excellent. Well, I was happy to have you here and looking forward to having you in more games in the future.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do the reverse order that I did the intros in. So, Emma.
Hello, hi. I'm Emma. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. Follow me there because there's a lot of really cool stuff happening in June that I am super jazzed about. And let's see, my favorite moment from today, I think, was when Tal Serena asked for the moon goddess's help, and the moonbeam like came down and then shattered into like reflective glass. That was beautiful and strange, and I loved that.
Excellent. Great. Thank you. I enjoyed that too.
That was really great.
That was the fail forward moment of the night.
That was really wonderful.
Perfect. Continuing down, Alex.
Hey, I'm Alex. I'm Axolotl Cure on Twitter. You can find me on Saturdays playing the other Variant Roles Invisible Sun game. Also super fun. And I'll be running a D&D 5e game set in Ravnica in June through probably early August or so. Super excited for that. And my favorite moment was probably Daphne's like existential conflict between like, oh, do I stay with my friends or do I go talk to the tentacles? And then Evelyn just being like, no, you're coming with us.
Perfect. Yeah, that was good. All right, Alexis.
Whew. Hi, I'm Alexis. You can find me at Vox Venato. And I stream on Dice Priori like a lot. I live there basically, and when I'm not living there, I'm living here. But yeah, Dice Priori is kind of one of my babies. And Emma and I actually play in a game together on Tuesdays over there. I co-DM that one, and follow me on Twitter and find out all the other stuff that I'm up to and involved with for that. I'm also currently working. I have an art stream that will be happening tomorrow, and I'm going to be continuing work on my Goth Jester cosplay, getting ready for Gen Con. So check that out. Let's see. Oh, and I just made a Rage Witch. So follow me for info on that. And my favorite moment, oh man, my favorite moment was probably the spider. Just anything with the spider. Listen, I don't know if you can tell, but my necklace here, it's got a spider on it, and it's, yeah. I used to have a tarantula. I freaking love spiders, and this was everything that I wanted. Especially when it grew to being house size, it was everything I wanted. Making deals with a spider, the grandmother of spiders, it was just delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Also all the other things everybody else mentioned were very, very good. I have a lot of favorite moments. I don't know.
Good. I'm excited. All right, Anders.
Love this game.
Anders, again, you can find me on Twitter at Anders_D_K. And I do some stuff over at a channel called Hats, Cats, and Clerics, which has been on hiatus for a little while, going through some changes, but we're starting content back up. And on Monday, we're starting a little series called Date Night, where from 9 to 10:30 at night, I will be playing through various dating sims on our channel, which I've never played a dating simulator before, so it should be really fun. And I have no idea what to expect. We also have a really fun little community Discord, and hopefully going to get some content going on a regular basis again with those awesome people. So yeah, my favorite moment, I think, was right at the very beginning when Evelyn was sitting in the corner just ripping pages out of the book and eating them. It just was a really great, this is who this character is moment, and I really enjoyed it.
Perfect. Excellent. Yeah. But yeah, my favorite stuff in Invisible Sun is often just these like little character defining things. So I enjoyed that as well. So yes, I'm Dan. You can find me here. Variant Roles is going to have a bunch of stuff coming up. Saturday is going to be a busy day. You can find me finishing up my Dungeon of the Mad Mage level, which is level 21, the Terminus level, and the last of our sort of regularly scheduled levels at 2 p.m. Eastern. Kyle at Technoscald is going to be back with, I believe, another Dungeon World one-shot after that. And then at 9, I'll be back again with more Invisible Sun with Alex and most of our regular crew, except Samantha. Sam is traveling, so she won't be here, so we won't have Lucky to grace us. but we'll see, because maybe we will have a guest filling in. And let's see. Then we're kicking in. We've got on Sunday. We've got Urban Shadows, I believe, again. And
I'll be guesting on Urban Shadows, actually.
Excellent.
Reprising, finishing out my role as Tori the Wolf.
Perfect. And let's see. Sean will be finishing up his Dungeon of the Mad Mage on Wednesday, because we had missed a session, so we extended. So he'll be wrapping that up. And then we're prepping for June, where we're going to kick off a whole bunch of Pride and Women in Gaming special events. We're going to be finishing up Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're scheduling now with Nat to do level 22, running through June and probably into July, and then level 23 in July. But we're also going to be starting Ghosts of Saltmarsh, kicking off our new community streaming time slot, which will be Saturday early evening, so 6 p.m. Eastern, and that will 6 or 7, I forget. I'll have to double check the calendar. And can I announce, Emma?
Go for it. Let's do it. Let's do that.
And we're gonna kick that off as Emma is going to grab the DM's chair to run our first Ghosts of Saltmarsh adventure, which will be Pride dedicated as part of our Pride programming for the month of June. And so I think we're looking at starting that the 15th or so, whenever you want to start it.
Sure, yeah, that sounds great. I'm scared shitless. It's gonna be awesome.
You're gonna do great.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, and so we'll have community recruitments and things like that for players that Emma will put together for that. So stay tuned, and of course we'll be back next week with more MCG Mixtape. So stay tuned, and I'm gonna fire everyone over to Critical Role and wrap this up. Thanks everyone, and see you on Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.